odyseys.
Cynthia Cooper doing it all!
It's about committing those legends to the pages of history, turning their personal journeys into a universal experience, enshrining their legacies forever.
Malone to the hoop, hammered in, stumped into Malone. Cooper takes it and lays it in.
Scottie got it back.
Pippen is driving in and...
This is the 2010 Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame Enshrinement Ceremony on NBA TV.
From Symphony Hall in Springfield, Massachusetts, it's the 2010 Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame Enshrinement Ceremony. Please welcome the host for tonight's ceremony, NBA TV's Ahmad Rashad.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the birthplace of basketball, Springfield, Massachusetts, as we enshrine the newest members of the Basketball Hall of Fame, the class of 2010. Now, tonight, the Hall opens its doors to a new group of legends, one that is not only distinguished, but also diverse. The honor roll includes 6 great players, a legendary coach, a visionary owner, and 2 of the best teams of all time. We will hear their stories as the evening goes along, and joining us is the largest group of Hall of Famers ever assembled in Springfield, who are all here to share in this special night. So, without any further ado, let's get started with the 2010 Enshrinement Ceremony. For our first enshrinee, the road to the Hall of Fame had a very unlikely beginning. After playing high school ball in Hamburg, Arkansas, Scottie Pippen wasn't offered a single college scholarship. So he enrolled at tiny Central Arkansas, where he started out as the team manager and also worked as a welder to pay his way through school. But Scottie kept working on his game, eventually turning himself into a star. And after joining the Chicago Bulls, this one-time walk-on would earn a place as one of the game's all-time greats.
Pippen the other way.
Scottie was one of the guys who really evolved the position as an all-around presence.
Look out! Pippen with the steal! Pippen! Oh, what a move by Scottie Pippen!
It was tough. To be a wing player and going against Scottie, it was very tough.
He is the complete package. He can do everything.
I don't think you could point to one part of Scottie's game and say, well, that was his weakness and he couldn't do that. Scottie did everything on the court.
Look at Scottie Pippen dominate!
Though he excelled at every phase of the game during his 17 seasons, one of Scottie Pippen's most impressive qualities was his stifling defense.
He was the best defensive player pretty much every year.
This guy can guard any player on the floor.
A guy that whenever we needed to stop somebody would guard 1, 2, 3, 4.
In the Bulls' first trip to the finals in 1991, it was Pippen's defense that played a crucial role in Chicago's victory.
With Pippen on Magic, a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, able to bump.
Scottie was all over, and without his knowledge from that aspect, I don't think we'd have been as successful.
With Pippen's skills serving as the perfect complement to Michael Jordan, the two would form a devastating combination.
They realized that they had really a great deal of common elements in their game.
Here come the Bulls right to left. Scottie Pippen on the move down the lane. Off to Jordan for the dunk. Wow. Woo!
You know, these guys got along better than any 1-2 punch ever.
I want to take my hat off to the 2 leaders on this team, Scottie and Michael.
These guys have played together so long, they know every move that they're going to make.
It's always good to have someone, your right-hand man, or I'll be his right-hand man, either way you want to look at it, but you always had someone you can fall back on.
Scottie became a cornerstone of the Bulls dynasty, as Chicago dominated the 1990s, capturing 6 NBA titles.
Pippen's got it. Oh, the
listen to the crowd.
Skipped across, Pippen the steal. Scottie saves it to Tony. He runs it again.
The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship in the last 8 years.
Man, can you believe it? 6. 6. 6. 6 of them.
By the time he was through, Scottie Pippen was a 7-time NBA All-Star, an 8-time member of the All-Defensive First Team, and was named one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history.
The ultimate teammate, absolutely, in any sense.
Yeah, I would never be able to find another partner in the game of basketball like Scottie Pippen. I'm glad to welcome him in to the Hall of Fame, and he's very, very deserving of it.
Welcoming Scottie to the Hall of Fame is Michael Jordan from the class of 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, Scottie Pippen.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. What an honor it is for me as a basketball player to have the all-time great presenting me here tonight. It was so valuable to me as a player to see someone who had the same desire, determination, passion, and love for the game. Who knew that number 23 would be here 23 years later, presenting me into the to the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. MJ, you have touched so many people's lives, but none like mine. Thank you for being the best teammate. I will always cherish that experience, and I will cherish our relationship forever. Thank you. I want to start out by congratulating the class of 2010. I have some great guys in that class that I really admire. Karl Malone, Dennis Johnson, who his wife is representing him tonight, as well as Gus Johnson. But I want to say, as I stand here tonight, I'm deeply humbled to be in the presence of all these amazing people who have made such a tremendous impact on the mark of sports. Because I didn't get where I am standing here today without the help of many people, I hope those that I leave out will forgive me as I think of a few special individuals. I want to thank my mom and my dad for everything that they've done for me. Growing up with 11 siblings was a challenge, but we made it work. It was also an incredible opportunity for me to be lifted by so many times, by my siblings, by so many people for so long. I love and I appreciate you guys. To my brother Billy, who is here tonight, it's been a long time since the days that I walked on at the University of Central Arkansas, and I want to thank you for that trip. To the person who takes my breath away, my beautiful wife, Larsa. Larsa, you are incredible. You're everything to me, and you are a major part of who I am and what I have accomplished. To my kids here tonight, you light up my life, and you truly make every day fun and exciting. All of you are special in your own way and are destined to be great at whatever you choose to do in life. and I will be there to love you and encourage you along the way. Thank you, guys. My best friend here tonight, Ronnie Martin, my childhood friend. Ronnie, it's been a long time and an amazing journey. I appreciate you, and I love you like a brother. To my high school coach, Coach Donald Wayne, who's here tonight, would you please stand? I see you, Coach. I will say that I didn't mean for you to sit that far back. And he's also here with his beautiful wife, Brenda, tonight. But the influence of a high school coach can be so powerful. Coach Wayne, I wouldn't be standing here today without your encouragement and your support. Thank you. To my coaches at the University of Central Arkansas, Coach Don Dyer and Coach Arch Jones, thank you for believing in me when no one else did and giving me the opportunity to play the game I love. To Jerry Reinsdorf and the entire Chicago Bulls organization, as well as many of my great teammates I played with and cities I played in throughout my career, it was really an amazing dynasty in Chicago, and I'm thankful to be a part of it. Thank you. I want to thank my coaches, with a special thanks to Phil Jackson. When I say I played with the greatest, let's not forget, I also played for the greatest coach of all time. Thank you, Phil. To my teammates, whom lots are here tonight, if you please would just stand so I can recognize you. I want to thank you guys because I wouldn't be standing here today. Steve, Judd, Charles, Dennis, Randy Brown, Bill Winnington, Pete Myers, thank all you guys. I really appreciate playing with you guys, and I want you to know that you will always be in my heart. I want to thank the NBA and USA Basketball. Words can't describe my feeling. I was a small-town kid from Hamburg, Arkansas, and you provided me the platform to live out my passion, the game of basketball, on the world's grandest stage. Thank you. To my family, Nike Basketball. You have engineered the best for the best. I'm proud to be considered a member of the Nike family. To my dear friend, Lynn Merritt, who's head of global basketball at Nike, thank you, buddy. You've stood with me and you mentored me along the way. To my friend Ray Clark here tonight from the marketing arm, you're the best. I thank you for always being there for me, Ray. I played this game that I love so much, and everything I had, I laid it out there. I've also tried to live my life in a way that will make the people I love and care about proud of me. I have so much to be thankful for. I have been able to live my dream of playing basketball, surrounded by people I love, and being cheered on by the best fans in the world. It was a great ride. For all of this, I say, thank God and thank you.
Scottie Pippen. A lot of inspiration underneath that welder's hat. Welder, NBA Hall of Fame. For those of us old enough to have watched the late Gus Johnson, and I have to admit I'm one of them, it's clear that he was a player way ahead of his time. Had he been playing today, you can be sure that Gus would have been a fixture on NBA.com and all the nightly highlight reels. He was nicknamed Honeycomb because his game was so sweet. He was electrifying at both ends of the floor. Gus made his mark as an all-star forward for the Baltimore Bullets, and long after his career ended, the memories of his exploits live on. One of the NBA's original high flyers, Gus Johnson was often playing on a different level than most of his peers.
Everyone knew that he was a unique player. You know, we were all amazed. Everybody was amazed at it, but we would all just ignore it, you know, and it was nothing. And we could do that knowing that none of us could.
Johnson knocks it away, and there goes Gus.
But it had an effect upon the fans that was unbelievable.
Watch Gus Johnson, number 25 of the East. Gus really turns them on in hometown Baltimore.
The explosive forward helped power the Bullets to prominence in the late 1960s. But the style he showed on the court couldn't have been more different than his personality.
Gus was a very unassuming player. He didn't look the part. He was carefree and easy going off the court. Boy, but once that ball hit the board.
Johnson was truly a dynamic force. He was among the league's premier rebounders and defenders, while earning 5 All-Star selections.
A great defensive player at 6'6", Gus Johnson.
When you think about great forwards, Gus Johnson has to be probably the greatest defensive forward to ever play the game. He went out and played the guards, he played the centers, played the other forwards.
The rebound to Gus Johnson.
He understood how to play in that 6'6.5", maybe 6'7". He could play against much, much bigger people. They didn't give 1 inch.
Johnson on the rebound. Gus Johnson.
He had a presence that told you you're dealing with a man.
Some of his toughest tests would come in the Bullets' rivalry with the Knicks and his individual matchups with Dave DeBusschere.
Gus and myself battled each other all night long. It was kind of a rough black and blue head-on collision. And I don't think I've come out of games sore than the ones I played against Gus Johnson.
After leaving the Bullets, Gus played one final season with the 1973 ABA champion Indiana Pacers. In a brilliant career, Gus Johnson made a lasting impact as one of the most spectacular players of his generation.
He was not so much a pioneer as that was his game. But I think others definitely copied some of his techniques, and I'm sure would give him credit for emulating him.
Representing Gus Johnson tonight is his brother Perry, who is welcomed by 2 former Baltimore Bullet stars, Wes Unseld, class of 1988, and Earl Monroe, class of 1990. Ladies and gentlemen, Perry Johnson.
Good evening. First, I'd like to give honor to God, who was my brother at the end. He was really close. I'm so excited to be here and honored to speak for my brother. I'd love for him to be here because he knew he was coming. You know, he knew he was coming. And I'd like to just thank all his coaches from Church League, the Parks, and everything, all the way through to the NBA. My brother was a very special man. He never picked up a weight. He looked like a Greek god, you know what I mean? He just commanded a presence. He was just awesome. And I'm here to thank you guys, the NBA, the Naismith Hall of Fame, everybody here. Thank you so much. his daughters, who he played so very hard for, are sitting over there, and Stephanie. Belinda and Reagan. My lovely wife is also here to support him, and my daughter Tina, and my lovely sister Beulah McDay. To go on, my brother, he came in the league. I would go down every summer to the rookie camp with him. He wanted to make me a player. He made me who I am today. He taught me how to deal with people. He dealt with, from the president to Joe the wino. He talked to everybody. He was, he just loved people, and people loved him. They reciprocated. I remember when these guys, I got a chance to play against Earl. I used to shoot him out. Hey, Wes did block my shot one time. And that was it. And then he did that, and my brother got in his face. So, but these guys, like when my brother, they come into the league, he mentored them. Wes came in, Earl came in the league, he took him under his arm. I heard a story tonight from, it was Jerry Sloan, and he said that when he came to the Bullets, this is how rough my brother was. He came to the Bullets, and he said he just, I guess he's battling with Leroy Ellis. A lot of you people don't remember these guys. Young people, you don't remember how great these guys were. I see Wayne Embry sitting over there. Wow, and my brother would play against him, everybody. But back to what I was saying, he said that he punched Leroy Ellis as hard as he could, and Leroy Ellis just stood there. And he said that my brother stepped in between them. He said, "Get behind me, Rook. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you." So he was that kind of guy. I mean, just a strong man. He was the first high flyer he was air before air was air, okay? And he could fly, and he'd come down and throw that ball down on anybody. Jerry Lucas, he used to come home and tell me about him. He said, this, I ain't gonna say that, but, but Jerry Lucas, and you all know, you guys, like I said, young people don't know, but Lucas, these guys could play ball, you know what I mean? I mean, back in the day, I wish you could, like get a machine, like, and bring it back so they could play in this league. Guys like Oscar, and it would be amazing to watch. I'm just so thankful. We're all so thankful for my brother coming into the league. It took so long, but he was so confident that it would happen. He passed away at 48, young man. He was still playing at 48, and he was still playing real good ball. He wanted to be all the park championship teams. He was on it. He played every day. He loved the game like no other. We traveled all over the country. He would fly me to places. He took care of me. He took care of his daughters. He loved his daughters so much. Two of them were athletes, and very fine athletes. Reagan played basketball at the University of Akron, and Belinda was a volleyball player at Cleveland State. And they all have degrees, so it was a great thing. And a guy that really helped, a gentleman that really helped our family through all this with Gus, and after Gus, his name is Charles Ezrine. I'd like to give him all the props. My brother called him Charming Charlie. He was a good guy. And like I could go on and talk about stories about him forever. Who was it last night? Was that Sloan, I think? No, it was Pat Riley today. Mr. Riley, who I really admire and honor and all that kind of stuff. I said, "You know my brother Gus?" He says, "Yeah, he broke my nose." So, hey, that's all I can say about him. Like, he was so awesome, and I don't want to take up any more of your time. Thank you so very much. God bless.
This is not only an enshrinement ceremony, it's also a 50-year reunion for a special group of players. They were brought together in 1960 to represent the United States at the Rome Olympics. It was a star-studded group that featured 8 future NBA All-Stars, including 4 who became Hall of Famers, not to mention a Hall of Fame coach, the late Pete Newell. But it's one thing to be a great team on paper, it's another to prove it on the court. And that's exactly what they did, becoming one of the best teams ever to play in international competition. It was a team made up of stars from the NCAA, the AAU, and the Armed Forces. The roster was loaded with talent, but its players were new to the international stage.
I would call it a young, inexperienced team because we were just out of college, kids from all different backgrounds. I'm from a place called Bellsburg, Tennessee. Jerry West is from Cabin Creek, and Lucas is from Middletown, Ohio. Little small towns, people who came together for this goal.
Taking charge of this powerful squad were 2 college superstars, co-captains Jerry West and Oscar Robertson.
Oscar was just phenomenal. His skill level and his poise at that point in his career, just getting out of college, was unbelievable.
In the pivot is the Cincinnati great Oscar Robertson. He's a hard man to stop.
The man assigned to turn all of the star power into a team was a coach from the University of California, Pete Newell, who would later create his famed Big Man's Camp, and it was a perfect fit.
Pete will go down in history as being one of the greatest coaches and teachers of the game of basketball.
Pete Newell did a tremendous job blending the individual talents, the great egos that players can sometimes have as All-Americans into a unit that was well-oiled, and I mean it was well-oiled. That was a real machine.
Team USA would roll over the competition, winning its 8 games by an average of 42 points. The Soviet Union came the closest, losing by 24. It was a display of total domination, and when it was over, players walked away with more than just a gold medal.
After the final game, I made up my mind I was either going to get a basketball or get the net, but I didn't tell nobody. And Walt Bellamy put me up on his shoulders, and I cut that net down. I don't know if I'd never seen something like that in Rome, but the crowd just went nuts. Boy, goosebumps just jumped up, I'll always remember that.
And that was a special moment for me, to stand on that stand and accept that, gold medal around your neck. I mean, man, what else could you want for it? It was wonderful, wonderful time.
We were there to do one thing, and that was to win a gold medal. And that's exactly what we did, and more importantly, in an unbelievably impressive fashion.
Welcoming the team to the Hall of Fame are Wayne Embry from the class of 1999 and Billy Cunningham from the class of 1986. Ladies and gentlemen, the gold medal winning 1960 United States Olympic team.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Frankly, I really don't know what to say, except, I'm one of the fortunate ones who was selected as a player. But I think it's always really important to be part of a team. These were really special people in my life, even though we don't see each other very much anymore. I can tell you there's not a day goes by that I don't think about that Olympic experience. We were amateurs. We were all from strange places. I told someone today, we got $1 a day per diem. Michael, I think, and you and Magic Johnson got a little bit more than that. We stayed in dorms. It was 200 degrees in there, a heat wave in Rome. But the experience itself was the most gratifying of all. That was a unique period of time in this world. Race, Cold War, threat of nuclear war. And it was a mission that we had to beat the Russian team. And that was our goal. And none of us ever really played together very much. And for me to have an opportunity to share my life with these people, I will tell you, I was fortunate enough to be part of one winning championship teams, and I so admire people who can do that and been part of that. But I will tell you, there's never been a greater thrill in my life than to win a gold medal for our basketball team at that point in time. This was an amateur team. But I think the thing I most remember, is that we won so easily. And at that point in time, everyone did not get an opportunity to go up and receive a gold medal. But Oscar Robertson, my cohort, man, I loved as a player. Well, I didn't love him, but I didn't like him sometimes. But someone I had the greatest admiration for. We were co-captains of that team. And even though we won so easily, I will tell you, there's one moment in my life that I'm sure all of you people who've had so many great moments, that was the most special moment in my life, to play the national anthem. It was the most thrilling, chilling thing that I've ever been involved with. I lost a brother in Korea, and he was the one in my family who paid attention to me. And I was recently in Korea on the 60th anniversary of the signing of the armistice. And I'd always wished that he had had an opportunity to see me do that, because that was one of the most significant things in my life. But to my teammates, my gosh, we don't see each other anymore. I just want you to know how much I appreciated you treating some kid from Cabin Creek, West Virginia, who was really wet behind the ears, as an equal, and more importantly, to have an opportunity to play with you guys was really, really special. Thank you, and I'll let my cohort, Mr. Robertson, come up here.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. And congratulations to the 1960 basketball team. We were really special. But I was very fortunate myself I was born in Bellsburg, Tennessee, and nobody in the world knows where that is. But it's northwest of Nashville, Tennessee on a farm. And my father moved us to Indianapolis, Indiana, because during those days you could only go to the 8th grade. This is where I learned to play basketball. I was very fortunate to grow up in a time and era and be born in the right year to play on this team. We didn't have very much when I grew up. We lived in a shotgun house, if you all know what that means. But it was special because we were loving and warm, and I met different people from all over the world. And I say that when I was able to play for the Olympic team, it was great for me. And sometimes we get involved in situations like that, you don't realize the importance of it until you get out of it a little bit. Once you get out of it, you figure that, boy, what a great bunch of guys. I love them all today, love them then. And Pete Newell, what can you say about him? Pete was a special individual. He came to me one day as we were working out, and he said, Oscar, we have too many shooters in the lineup. I'm gonna have to put someone in who can pass the ball. And he made a great decision, he did. It really helped us. He put Les Lane, who's passed away. He put Les Lane in the backcourt, and from that point on, it all made history. What's such a great time for us. We live in special times, but I think that any time an athlete gets an opportunity to play for your country, he should accept it. I'm very fortunate that I was one of those athletes, and again, I want to congratulate these guys, congratulate all the Hall of Fame inductees today, because this is a special time. It only happens once in your life. You don't get a chance. Sometimes you go back, sometimes you don't. I was happy I was there with Jerry. Yeah, when Jerry and I accepted that gold medal, I mean, things go through your body. You just can't explain. You just feel so happy, like you just want to jump off the stage. But I'm glad I didn't do that. It was wonderful. It was great to be beside Jerry and all these guys. We had a great time. And again, I thank you so much for this opportunity.
To come. He was one of the greatest power forwards the NBA has ever seen. The mailman, Karl Malone, will take his place among the legends of the game when we come back.
Members of the Hall of Fame have set all kinds of records, and though their playing careers may be over, they've set another new record tonight, the biggest gathering of a basketball Hall of Famers at one time in one place, with over 70 joining us for this year's ceremony. They include 3 leaders of the 2008 gold medal winning U.S. Olympic team, the chairman of USA Basketball, Jerry Colangelo, the head coach, Mike Krzyzewski, and the assistant coach, Jim Boeheim. In fact, I'd like to introduce all 70 of them. But we'd be here all night, so instead we'll just ask every Hall of Famer in attendance to please stand up, and let's give them a big round of applause. It's okay that you stood up, Cookie. That's okay. In Brazil, there is a rich tradition of basketball success, and one of the players who built that tradition is the country's most legendary big man, Marel Ubiratan Pereira. Back in the 1960s and 70s, he dominated the middle and led Brazil on a run of glory that included 5 South American championships and 8 medals in the Olympics, World Championships, and Pan American Games. Ubiratan passed away in 2002, but he remains an inspiration to the Brazilian players of today. In Brazil, the all-time greats are often known by a single name. And in this country's basketball history, the name Ubiratan, or weapon, still inspires awe. The current generation of NBA players from Brazil remembers the legendary Marel Ubiratan Pereira, who also had another more regal nickname.
He was the king. He used to do things that no one could do. It don't matter if you would practice or not, you wouldn't be able to do it. That's why he was called king.
Goiás, segunda etapa, decisão do Campeonato Brasileiro. Ubiratan voltando, arremessou, sexta de São Paulo.
Pereira was known for his wide range of offensive skills, fueled by an intense desire. His work ethic was crucial to his success as an undersized low-post presence.
If you're playing center at 6'5", I don't care if it's 1920 or 2010. You got to be good. There's got to be something special about you to be able to play that position at that height.
The anchor of his national team for a decade, Ubiratan helped make Brazil a force on the international scene, beginning with a gold medal at the World Championships.
It's unbelievable because he went to the national team. He was 19 years old. In 1970, Brazil got the silver medal, and that might have been his best moment ever. He scored 133 points, which was the second best score in the whole tournament.
He used to be the big man in Brazil. He was the guy that everyone wanted to come to the gym and watch.
Doing what he did with national team for the country was great. A lot of people talk about it, which was great for the sport, for the basketball in Brazil.
Representing Marel Ubiratan Pereira are his sons Luciano and Marcel Jr., who are welcomed by C.M. Newton, class of 2000. Ladies and gentlemen, Luciano and Marcel Pereira.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking as a member of Ubiratan Marcel's family, I'm very proud and honored to represent our father at the ceremony of Naismith's Hall of Fame Enshrinement Class 2010, especially here in Springfield, Massachusetts, the birthplace of basketball. After 4 previous attempts, 96, 97, 98, and 2009, Gratefully, Ubiratan was elected this year for the Hall of Fame and will be part of this selected list of players, coaches, and Olympic Game gold medal teams. Almost 1 year ago, in September 2009, he was inducted as a player to the FIBA Hall of Fame in Madrid, Spain. Ubiratan's love of playing for the Brazilian national team was so great that in 1968, he declined an offer to play in the NBA for the Philadelphia 76ers. In 1970, he became the first Brazilian player to play in Europe for Explosion Hair Venice in Italy. Ubiratan Maciel defended his national team from 1961 to 1979 in several championships and attended to 3 Olympic Games. At that time, the Brazilian national team had amazing high-level performances by earning the bronze medal at the 1964 Olympic Games in Japan, the gold medal at the 1963 World Championship in Brazil, the silver medal at the 1907 World Championship in Yugoslavia, the bronze medal at the 1967 World Championship in Uruguay, and finally, the bronze medal at the 1978 World Championship in the Philippines. In addition, he also won 5 Brazilian national titles, 3 Pan American Game medals, and 4 South American titles. The bronze medal at the World Championship in the Philippines is still the Brazilian most recent best participation in World Games. During those golden years, basketball was the second most popular sport in Brazil. His most cherished team was Corinthians Paulista, for which he played for 8 years and won 6 of the total of 11 titles in the São Paulo League in Brazil. Ubiratan Maciel had extraordinary playing skills. Besides jumping, he was great at defense, rebounding, dunking, hooking, and above all, a huge altruistic and leadership game that helped his teammates to achieve very distinguished titles. After trying to play soccer, he changed to athleticism. That change contributed to the improvement of his jumping skills. When rebounding, he was able to jump twice before opponents. Playing as a center with only 6'6" tall, he dominated the basketball center circle during his lifetime career. Finally, Ubiratan's family, his fans, the Brazilian basketball thanks the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame for the decision to recognize the talent of this valuable Brazilian player. So thank you so much.
For basketball fans, the Hall of Fame is a place not to be missed because it houses so much of the game's history and has so many wonderful exhibits. There are historical artifacts, game memorabilia, and one of my favorites is there is a pair of Bobblineers size 22 shoes which have been bronzed, and I believe they have their own separate wing over there. But it's not just the feats of Hall of Famers that are honored here in Springfield. Each year, the Hall hands out other prestigious awards. So let's take a look at some of this year's winners who were honored at last night's reunion reception.
The Kurt Gowdy winner for electronic media went to veteran NBA broadcaster Joe Tate. He spent nearly 40 years as the radio voice of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Tate began doing play-by-play for the Cavs during their inaugural season back in 1970.
There are a couple of fellows sitting in this audience tonight with whom I have worked that certainly have made me a better person: Wayne Embry and Lenny Wilkins.
The winner of the Kurt Gowdy Award for Excellence in Print Media is longtime Boston Globe reporter Jackie McMullen. The first female reporter to win a Gowdy Award, she's one of the most respected NBA journalists and recently collaborated on a best-selling book with Larry Bird and Magic
I
Johnson.
do want to say that anything connected to Kurt Gowdy makes it incredibly, incredibly special. I want to thank ESPN for keeping me in the game, and to John DeLeva and the Hall of Fame for indulging me in this incredibly, incredible special evening.
And the winner of the John Bunn Lifetime Achievement Award is college coaching great Don Meyer. During his 42 years on the sidelines, Meyer compiled 923 wins, making him the all-time leader for NCAA and NAIA games combined. The Bunn Award is the Hall's most prestigious honor outside of enshrinement.
Now, as a small college coach, I just want to wish one thing. I wish that every coach would coach for the love of the kids and the love of the game. And that everybody would strive to be a servant leader, because you're no leader at all if you aren't a servant to the people that you're leading.
Joe Tate couldn't be with us tonight, but we do want to acknowledge this year's other two recipients who are here. The Kurt Gowdy Award winner for print media, the Boston Globe's Jackie McMullen. And the winner of the John Bunn Award, legendary coach Don Meyer. Congratulations to both of you. It was back in his college days that a forward named Karl Malone was first nicknamed the Mailman because he always delivered. And for the next 2 decades, what he delivered was consistent excellence. Karl was a 14-time All-Star, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and had career averages of 25 points and 10 rebounds. Yet, as great as he was, he never stopped working to get better. And that work ethic made him a model of durability, missing only 10 games in 18 seasons with the Utah Jazz. Tonight, the Mailman arrives at the final stop on his route, the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Built more like a tight end than a basketball player, Karl Malone put the power in power forward. And what made him truly unique was his unprecedented blend of size, skill, and agility.
To have Karl Malone come at you full speed with one of the greatest bodies you ever going to see is a frightening endeavor.
Jazz on the move. To Malone, to the hoop. There's the Mailman. Stolen by Malone. Slam. Oh, baby, what a power play.
Not only was Karl Malone a very physical guy, very powerful guy, but he also brought a finesse side. He brought that first power forward who can run the floor like small forwards, big guards.
Score it. Count it, and he's fouled.
He kind of revolutionized that power forward position.
But in 1985, Malone was still a relative unknown from Louisiana Tech. So when the Jazz drafted him in the first round, it was an improbable and emotional moment.
I just want to say thanks, and it's started touching me now because, you worked so hard to get here, but thank can slip if you let him.
That philosophy would serve Malone well during a stellar 19-year career. From the start, he was unstoppable down low.
Karl Malone!
But over the years, he added a deadly jump shot to his offensive arsenal, an example of his unrelenting desire to improve.
I can't think of a year in which Karl Malone didn't come back that he was better than the year before.
Here he is, maybe the last chance. He's got it! 50. What a game.
It's just like, how did his body get to where it was? He worked on it. He was on a treadmill. He was on a bicycle. He was on whatever he could get a hold of. We could say, wow, we're happy. We made him that way. No, we didn't. He was the one that did the work.
For nearly 2 decades, Malone teamed with John Stockton, and together they turned Utah into one of the league's most successful franchises.
You're talking about guys who are arguably the best 2 players at their position ever. That's what made it unique.
And the Mailman became the ultimate finisher for his Hall of Fame point guard.
The guy can catch anything. He can catch it if you throw it at his shoelaces. He can catch it if you throw it over the top of the backboard.
Ahead to Karl Malone. He's got it. Stops to Malone. He scores. Incredible.
So I don't know how much I made him better. I think it's the other way around.
The peak of Malone's career would come in the late 90s. Twice named league MVP,
he led the Jazz to 2 straight NBA Finals appearances.
Malone, 39 points, and personally pushing this series back toward Utah.
Then in 2003, he reached a memorable milestone, passing Wilt Chamberlain on the all-time scoring list.
The mailman is now the second leading scorer in the history of the game, cementing his legacy as the greatest power forward ever to play the game.
And the young man driven to succeed back on draft night now completes his journey by receiving the game's highest honor.
I'm delighted that he'll be in the Hall of Fame because there's nobody that deserves it more. He might go down as one of the all-time greatest players, not just power forwards that I've ever been around or ever seen.
Welcoming Karl to the Hall of Fame is his childhood hero and fellow legend from the state of Louisiana, Willis Reed, class of 1982. Ladies and gentlemen, Karl Malone.
Wow. A couple of things I said wasn't going to do. I wasn't going to talk long. I wasn't going to cry. But Charles, I lost a bet. And you was responsible for that tie, too. I want you to know that. No, well, I just want to say that I'm very honored. I'm very respectful of the Naismith Hall of Fame. This is not anything that I planned. I want to thank my wife and my children for riding that journey with me. I realize being up here that I'm very humbled, and I didn't make this journey alone. And it's kind of bittersweet, but I saved that to the end. I just want to say to all the members of the Hall of Fame, before me, be after me, I'm honored. I think if you talk to any Hall of Famer here, I don't think anybody will tell you that they went to bed every night saying, I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame. Guys worked hard, guys dedicated themselves, and I'm a living witness, being from Summerfield, Louisiana, by way of Mount Sinai, Louisiana, to Ruston, Louisiana, Utah, and the ultimate. I want to thank the NBA for giving this little snotty-nosed kid from Louisiana an opportunity to play the game. I hope I did it the way my peers did it before me. I didn't do anything but try to play hard. I didn't have a motive. It wasn't about me. Never was about me. It's not about me tonight. It's about a lot of other people. I think it's known that I love the outdoors. I love to hunt. And when you're out there in the field, everything's got to be aligned just perfect. So for me to be here tonight, everything had to be perfect. I had to get drafted by Utah, had to play with a point guard like John Stockton, had to be coached by Jerry Sloan and Frank Layton. And Mr. Dave Checkett is here. Thank you. But also I would like to say to my friends that made the journey here from Louisiana. I'm from North Louisiana. I'm proud of it. I'm country. I love it. This is me. I say Mr. Willis Reed because I'm respectful. Thank you. Willis grew up about 5 miles from me in Louisiana, Bernice, Louisiana. And I grew up in Summerfield. I want to say thank you. More importantly, I want to just say thanks to everybody here that made this possible. A lot of people was behind the scene. I want to say to all the guys that I played with, I played against, thank you Thank you for making me a better person and a better player. These guys here are also great people. You don't know all the things they do behind the scene. And last but not least, I would like to say thanks to Larry Miller for believing in me. He's not with us now, but to the Jazz organization, thank you for believing in me. I might not say it right all the time. I might not have did it right like you wanted me to do all the time. But I was respectful the way I wanted to do it and tried to do it. And I would like to say this was 7th year. My mom passing was today. It's ironic that it was 7 years today. I was being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I will not be here without her. And I will tell you one thing, I will lie to you if I tell you that every single day, every single breath I take, my mom was my mom, my dad, my hero. And I just want to say that I'm here because of her. Thanks for coming. I always tried to do it the right way. And I tell all my friends and family, try to live life the way you want to be remembered. Try to leave life better than you found it. And what good is success if you're not willing to share it? And also, I would like to say, once again, it was not about me. It was about trying to do something to make everybody proud. Love you guys. Thank you, and I'm honored.
The enshrinement of a three-time NBA champion who was known for clutch play and defense. The player known as DJ, Dennis Johnson, will receive basketball's ultimate honor.
Imagine a world of non-stop football. See scores as they happen live in HD. Watch every touchdown from every game. Sunday afternoon will never be the same. Dish Network presents NFL Red Zone.
Awesome. It's like awe-inspiring awesome.
My buddy here is kind of underplaying it. I mean, it's the red zone. It's the best part of the game.
What I love about NFL Red Zone, every single touchdown, every single highlight.
If I could describe NFL Red Zone in one word, it would be super awesome.
A must for any NFL fan.
Call Dish Network today. Packages start at just $29.99 a month and add NFL Red Zone for just $7 a month. Plus, you'll also get NFL Network featuring football 24/7, including exclusive Thursday night games. NFL Red Zone has to be seen to be believed. Get the channel critics have called by far the most innovative sports television creation of 2009 or even the decade. The NFL Red Zone, an out-of-body, all-encompassing, died and woke up in football heaven experience. Now get Dish Network and add NFL Red Zone and NFL Network for just $7 a month. And with Dish Network, HD is free for life.
I am a fantasy guy, and because of watching Red Zone, I'm able to get the jump on guys in my league.
It gives you all your stats right there in front of you.
Everything NFL has to offer on one channel.
Plus, with Dish Network, you'll get exclusive split-screen picture-in-picture on any TV.
I've got NFL Red Zone on one side and the local game on the other.
You flip back and forth, you hear something from another game, you try to find the channel. The Red Zone just brings me right to it.
Call Dish Network now and get a free DVR upgrade and HBO and Showtime free for 3 months. Plus, free installation.
It's like watching an action movie, but all you see are the explosions. Boom, boom, touchdown, touchdown.
Call Dish Network today and add NFL Red Zone for just $7 a month or visit Dish.com. Sunday afternoon will never be the same.
I'm Montel Williams. Would an extra $1,000 come in handy right now? Then I'd like to talk to you about Money Mutual. It's your trusted source to over 60 lenders to get you up to $1,000 fast. That big medical bill? Paid. The car, fixed. Breathing room till payday, done. Just be 18 or older and have a regular income of at least $800 a month. No credit score required. Need cash tomorrow? Go to moneymutual.com today.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, this may be the most important phone call you'll ever make.
I owed $50,000 in taxes. But listen.
Your tax problem is settled. You only owe $8,400.
What a great message.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, then you owe it to yourself to call this number. Let our experts help guide you through the process of negotiating a tax settlement. Call this number or go to tax10000.com.
16 trips to the NBA Finals, 10 championships. During that time, the players and coaches have changed, but there has been one constant. Team owner Jerry Buss. He's actually Dr. Buss, having earned a degree in chemistry, but he found his formula for success in basketball. He turned the Lakers into one of the best teams in sports, while at the same time raising the curtain on the age of Showtime. So it's only fitting that he's on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and now it's on to the Hall of Fame in Springfield.
In 1979, Jerry Buss ushered in an era of success unrivaled in the history of Southern California professional sports. That's when he acquired the Los Angeles Lakers.
There he is, his first shot as an owner. You think he likes it?
As a rookie owner in 1979, his first act as owning the Lakers was drafting a kid by the name of Earvin Magic Johnson. That first year, the two rookies together won an NBA championship.
And I want to present the World Trophy to the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers, rookie Jerry Buss.
With the leadership of Jerry Buss and the skills of Magic, the Lakers were winning with a flashy new style.
It is showtime. Oh, what a play!
Showtime was the NBA in the 80s. I mean, that's what everybody paid attention to.
Showtime!
Me as a fan growing up, that's what drew me to the game was Showtime. And he's the mastermind behind all of that.
Hey, look at this! What?
His Lakers took the NBA by storm with 5 championships in the 1980s. But they were more than just a great team, as Jerry would make them one of the hottest shows in Tinseltown.
He said, I want to turn this basketball game into entertainment. So he started the Laker Girls. Then he said, you know what? I want celebrities in the building. Going to a Laker game is an event.
In 1999, Buss moved the Lakers into a new home, the Staples Center. And that season, he would also launch a new dynasty, with the first of 3 straight NBA titles, followed by 2 more later in the decade.
It was the rebuilding of the team that changed the Lakers again and made them back in power. It's been a team that people from the community in LA want to see. I mean, it's all due to what Dr. Buss had as a vision.
Dr. Buss, congratulations to the NBA champion, Los Angeles Lakers.
Jerry's lasting legacy is a record of unmatched excellence on the court and in generally shepherding the growth of our league on his watch.
Dr. Buss, that's 3 that quick. 3 that quick. 1, 2, 3.
He was a fun-loving man who took this enormous pride in owning this team. It was good to see him win.
Without this man, we would not have won all the championships that we have won.
It's great that Dr. Buss is in the Hall of Fame because he managed to do it the right way, and there's no blueprint for that. You know, it's just your instincts, and you know, his instincts were sound, and the success of the franchise is proof of that.
Everybody in Los Angeles was so excited and happy for him, especially when we see all the players that we have in the Hall of Fame, and now our great owner gets to follow that.
Welcoming Dr. Buss to the Hall of Fame are three Laker legends, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Pat Riley. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jerry Buss.
I guess you can tell I'm happy to be here. In fact, I'm probably happier than anyone because most of the people that come up here have an inkling of the idea that someday they may make the Hall of Fame. Believe me, when I was 21, I never thought I'd be enshrined with Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. In high school, I was an overly competitive but underly endowed player. I turned to heavy studies, eventually won a scholarship to the University of Wyoming, worked hard on the books, but I always took time to watch Wyoming play. A lot of people don't know, as a matter of fact, Wyoming won the NCAA basketball championship. After my university graduation at Wyoming, I went to graduate school. I had a lot of offers, but I chose the one with the best athletic program, USC. Became a die-hard basketball fan with early memories of Walt Hazzard kicking the crap out of my beloved Trojans. I was awarded a PhD in chemistry, immediately went out to seek my future, made a lot of money in real estate, and after 15 years, I started to dabble in minor league sports. At one time, I owned a tennis team, a soccer team, volleyball team, promoted boxing matches. This entrance into the entrepreneur side of sports eventually led me to becoming a major league owner. After 2 years of endless negotiations, I purchased the Los Angeles Lakers. What a dream come true. And then the path to my presence here began. It is difficult to explain the excitement and the reverence the first day when Jerry West and Bill Sharman came into my office. I couldn't believe I was suddenly in charge of a legendary franchise and that my thoughts would influence the future of this team for so many years. This is the way every owner should begin. Two of the most knowledgeable Hall of Famers of all time. And this was just the beginning. Next step, we drafted Earvin Magic Johnson. Surely one of the most gifted athletes in any sport at any time. His exploits and personality elevated the franchise to the heavens. We became, and still are, the very best of friends. How many fabulous hours we spent together. Chocolate donuts, playing pool, playing ping pong. He used to let me win, incidentally. He was always a promoter. Well, by now I was beginning to feel that I was walking on a golden path. The first year, we won the championship. The first day of practice, I was introduced to yet another larger-than-life player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the greatest scorer in history. What a thought I had. Happiness knowing he played for the Lakers. My Lakers. We lost the next year, but we gained another heroic figure in Pat Riley. He was the man who brought 4 championships to Los Angeles. What a career, what glory, What fun to have you as my guardian angel. Jerry West decided we needed another Hall of Famer, so he drafted James Worthy. Big Game James, certainly one of the nicest men anybody will ever meet. There were times when I'd sit in the locker room and I would be surrounded by 5 Hall of Famers. As a fan, you can't imagine how wonderful that feels. Still, it couldn't last. We had a few rough years. We missed the playoffs one year, something unheard of in Lakerland. And then the chapter 2 begins. Jerry West comes to me and says he has an eye on a 17-year-old phenomenon, Kobe Bryant. I said, great, in 3 or 4 years it'll be good. He said, no, now. I said, what? Well, not only that, Jerry, he was telling me, also Shaq has said he wants to come to Los Angeles. This could be the greatest 1-2 punch in the history of basketball. Okay, I said, let's go for it. The 2 became Lakers, and then it only remained to have a guru with mythical statistics, Phil Jackson. Another Hall of Famer added to my cup, which no doubt was runneth over. Another 3 championships, each one distinct and flavorful. But chapter 2 had an ending as well. We had a few bad years. We missed the playoffs another time, the second in my 31 years. But good fortune was still on my side. He listened to my plea when I said, come back, Phil, come back. I mixed in a little Spanish future Hall of Famer named Gasol, and voila, another 2 championships. Life is good, life is sweet. I am blessed with a wonderful family who have helped me and guided me every step of the way. This support is the best anybody could ever have. I say thank you, my children. So, you see, it's really not such a miracle I'm here. These men put their hands together, their souls together, and brought me with them. And I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart.
You know that, right? Love you.
A long way from the glamour of Los Angeles and Showtime is a small New Jersey high school with no home gym or even a weight room. Not the place where you might expect to find a Hall of Famer. But that setting is exactly where Bob Hurley Sr. has built his basketball legacy. Back in 1972, he began coaching at St. Anthony's in his hometown of Jersey City, and he's never left. During that time, his teams have racked up 984 wins. Yet his biggest impact is found not in the record books, but in the lives of hundreds of young men who have been helped by his guidance. And now Bob becomes just the 3rd high school coach to take his place in the Basketball Hall of Fame. St. Anthony High School in Jersey City has less than 300 students and lies tucked in the shadows of New Jersey's 2nd largest city. But for 38 years here, these tiny halls have been the home for a giant of high school basketball.
Bob's record really matches anybody who has ever coached in high school. A select few may have done it as well, but nobody has done it better.
He's won 25 state championships, 3 national high school titles and had 5 undefeated seasons.
The St. Anthony Friars capture the first ever Tournament of Champions. Bob Hurley, his second perfect season.
But rows of trophies don't begin to explain what Hurley has meant for this school and its kids.
Playing for Coach Hurley, it helps you out throughout the course of life, and also it helped me in college. And I think that with Coach Hurley, what we got was basically that success is a choice, and it basically depended on how hard you wanted to work at it.
You're supposed to be attempting to gain an education right now, not to turn you into the next guy that plays in the NBA, okay? This is not about that.
He's very much influenced by what his profession was for 30 years, and that was a probation officer in Jersey City. And he comes with a credibility to the kids that very few coaches can have with their players, and that's, he is from Jersey City. He's not the white knight who rode into town, and he's from here.
Okay, down on the baseline.
When I see a Bob Hurley team or player, the first thing I see is unity and hard work.
1, 2, 3.
You can tell that this is a team of tough city kids who come at you defensively. They don't talk to the referees. They don't talk to the players on the other team. You see a level of discipline and focus in his teams that is as unique as watching any level of basketball.
That style has Hurley closing in on 1,000 career wins. He's produced 5 NBA first-round draft picks. And most importantly, he's sent nearly every player he ever coached to college.
He knew he was wanted in a lot of places. He always felt needed at St. Anthony. And every time he might think about making that jump to college, you know, here came another group of freshmen or sophomores who he said, you know what, maybe when these kids get out, maybe I'll think about it again.
Though he may have thought about it, in nearly 4 decades, Bob Hurley has never pried himself from these familiar doors at St. Anthony's.
His body of work, his accomplishments on and off the court, and what he's meant to the community, and what he's done for a great deal of kids that would never had the opportunity to do better things for themselves and their families is totally a tribute to what he's done, and we can't thank him enough for it.
Welcoming Bob to the Hall of Fame is Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski, class of 2001. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Hurley Sr.
Thank you. I tried to convince Mike to take over this speech, but he had a lot of X's and O's in his head, and he wasn't really ready. I really appreciate Coach K taking off from the getting our national team ready, and I certainly appreciate him being here tonight in support of me. I need all the support I can get. The longer I've been waiting, the more nervous I have gotten here tonight. I also at this time would like to apologize to Mike for countless phone calls Mrs. Hurley made to him during, I think, my son Bobby's first 2 years in college, from haircuts that she saw on television and countless other things. And I really shouldn't have gone here and asked you today after all of those things, but we did win 2 championships, so that was pretty good. Now, as the film had alluded to, I've been at the school, St. Anthony's High School, for 43 years. I was coaching the parish team in St. Paul's. I was in college, I was coaching the parish team, and John Ryan, who was the head coach at St. Anthony High School, asked me if I would take over the freshman team. And in 1968, I began coaching at the school, and you know, the Jersey City that I remember from 1968 and the Jersey City of 2010 are, you know, very, very different. But I think the kids are the same. I think the kids want to be coached, they want to try to be successful, and it's just the world around them is so different. But the school that I found is a place that it would be nearly impossible to leave. I've had the chance over the years to coach kids that made me feel like if I gave them advice, they actually would listen to it. And before I drift a little bit, I want to thank all my friends who've come up from Jersey City today. There's a countless group of people came up, and I appreciate their support. I'm very happy I had a chance to see a lot of them today, and hope that I don't, that I can get through this and have some, some clarity. This is a very intimidating thing, and something that is so intimidating because I had a chance to spend time the last 2 days with the 60 team, the 92 team, and my own class, and it's utterly amazing the talent and the personalities of the people that I had a chance to spend some time with. And I don't know if the pictures that my wife has taken during this time will clearly be able to, control all of the memories we're going to have. But over the course of the 38 years I've been a varsity coach at St. Anthony's, my first year, the biggest highlight of our season was we won a Christmas tournament championship at the Don Bosco Tech Holiday Festival, and they had a hospitality room where they had sandwiches and cans of beer after the game. And I had a chance to go in, have a sandwich, a can of beer, and then drive back to Jersey City. It's hard to fathom that 38 years later, I'm sitting here looking at an audience with the entire basketball community. It's overwhelming. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to thank John Ryan for having hired me a long time ago, and I'd like to thank Sister Allen, who over the course of many, many years was able to keep our school going. We lost her a year ago in April to liver cancer, but she was an absolute, the absolute foundation of what we did in our school. The players and assistant coaches that I've had over the years have been amazing. Bob Kilduff, who was my first captain in 1973, is an executive officer with the Jersey City Police. He's here today. And Ben Gamble, my assistant coach, who played for me in 1981. Ben is also in attendance, along with countless other graduates. Those guys and I have been, as you go in battle, attached at the hip. And we're always there, I think, to cover each other's backs. And I'm very proud that they were here today. I'd also like to thank Reebok, the Reebok family. I've been involved with them for the last 15 years, and they have done tremendous things in my poor school. And I don't always have the type players that they want to be there because they're going out the door projected to play in the NBA someday. So I'm very happy and proud that I've been associated with them for a length of time. They were nice enough to bring my varsity team up here tonight. So I have 13 kids who came up yesterday. They've had a chance to spend time here. They were chasing some of the Hall of Famers last night, trying to get pictures. I know in one lobby they were annoying everybody that they could, and I apologize for that. But if I was there, I would have done the exact same thing. My school is a, inner city Catholic school, so we're fighting the battle to stay open on a yearly basis. Over the last 3 years, Reebok has given over $100,000 to our school, which has gone into the general fund, and for that, we really appreciate that. The most important part of this entire thing tonight for me is to now recognize my family. And I'm in a unique situation because I coached my sons in high school. My wife, Chris, has been my scorekeeper for the last 25 years, and my daughter, Melissa, has been able to keep me plugged into this techno world. So all my kids in college who want to, go on Facebook or, they want to send text messages, I need my daughter, Melissa, to interpret all of this because I truly don't know what any of those things are, though I do have an email now which my wife retrieves for me. So at this time, I'd like to acknowledge my son Bobby, who played for Coach K at Duke University, his wife Leslie, their children Cameron. I got a lot of grandkids here, so maybe you want to save your applause. Cameron and Sydney and little Bobby. My son Danny, who just became the head coach at Wagner College, and we're very proud of this. He also, in Middle Child Revenge, has just hired Bobby as his assistant coach. So he's got him running all over the place right now. And I'd like to also acknowledge Danny's wife, Andrea, and his boys, Danny and Andrew. And last but not least, my daughter Melissa and her husband Gabe, and a very well-behaved 15-month-old named Gabriel, who's been sitting over there, and much to our amazement, he hasn't destroyed this evening here. So we're very, very happy that we've gotten through this. Coach John Wooden has given some terrific advice to coaches over the years. And I think in many, many things I have used in the basketball world. But what Coach Wooden said, which has most affected me as a husband, is he said the greatest thing you can do for your children is love their mother. And what I do is I love my wife, Chris, a great deal. We're going to have our 40th anniversary in about 2 weeks. And contrary to what people would say, there isn't a this has nothing to do with basketball, this little trip we're going to take. I have been, as people talk about people who have led you to where you are, when I first started coaching, Morgan Wooten from DeMatha High School was the standard for high school coaches. And when I began coaching, Coach Wooden's record was that every kid who played for him had gotten a scholarship to college. And when I started coaching at St. Anthony High School, evaluating the talent that we had, I didn't really think that could happen. So we decided that what we could do is make college available to everybody. So in the 38 years that we've coached, we've only had 2 kids that have not gone to college over those years. And of all the things that we've done, and of all those things that we've done, that is the thing we're most proud of. I'm looking at this clock and I see that I'm about 4 minutes over. I apologize, and I thought this was going to be really short and disjointed. I'm sorry. It just became long and disjointed. Thank you very much.
One of the greatest compliments you can give any athlete is that he played his best when it mattered most. And one player who earned that high praise was Dennis Johnson. For DJ, making the big play was his trademark, and he was a key contributor on 3 NBA championship teams, 2 in Boston and 1 in Seattle. Tonight, he takes his rightful place among the game's greatest. We lost Dennis much too soon when he passed away in 2007 at the age of 52, at a time when he had become a coach in the NBA Development League. Shortly after DJ's death, Bill Walton wrote a tribute to his former Celtic teammate.
Dennis Johnson left the other day without saying goodbye. But I can still see him out there to this very moment, racing around his court of dreams, trying to make it all happen with that red hair and those freckles and those broken fingers that would not bend, because he had given his life, his health, his hands to help us win.
Here's DJ bringing it up. And Lowry gets the pass. Goes into the lane. Jump pass back out to DJ. DJ throws. Oh, that's gone! It's gone! And no time left! It's all over! It is all over! And it's good by DJ!
Dennis Johnson's clutch performances earned him a place in the storied history of the Boston Celtics. But it was in Seattle where he first gained the league's attention as a second-round pick of the Sonics in 1976.
Dennis, when he came into the league as a rookie, and I matched up with him, and I said to myself that he's beyond his years, and he's going to really become a pretty good player.
Silence off to Dennis Johnson. Dennis quickly to the left side in the layup. Dennis Johnson has taken charge at both ends of the floor.
In 1979, Johnson was named the Finals MVP as he led Seattle past Washington for the Sonics' only NBA crown.
The Seattle Supersonics have won the NBA World Championship Series.
After a brief stint with Phoenix, DJ was traded to the Boston Celtics. There, he displayed the rugged defense that would earn him a total of 9 selections to the all-defensive team.
He was a tenacious defender. In the defensive end, man, he was incredible defense. He could guard multiple positions.
But it wasn't just his defense that set him apart. With his all-around skills and court savvy, Johnson always seemed to make the right play.
In the big games, Dennis elevated his game as much as anyone or more.
And that was never more evident than in Game 5 of the 1987 Eastern Conference Finals, with Boston trailing in the final seconds.
Bird steals the inbounds pass from Isaiah Thomas. He sees this whirling body going to the basket, never even had time to look to see who it was, threw a blind pass. Well, who was it? It was DJ.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. Bird stole the inbounding pass. Laid it up to DJ. DJ laid it up and in. Oh my, this place is going crazy.
The Boston Celtics are the NBA World Champions.
DJ won 2 championships in Boston, and after his retirement, his number was raised to the rafters alongside all the other Celtic greats.
And to Red Auerbach, who was smart enough to make that trade for me, I thank you very much.
I've been very fortunate to play with Hall of Fame players. I played with some great ones, but DJ is the best player I ever played with.
Representing Dennis Johnson are his widow Donna and his brother Gary, who are welcomed by Larry Bird, class of 1998. Ladies and gentlemen, Donna Johnson and Gary Johnson.
Thank you. It's humbling, very humbling. I'm just here to say thanks for my brother. He was such a great guy. And I know he would want me to mention everybody that got him here. But first of all, we'd have to mention God first, because we grew up at New Hope Baptist Church in Wilmington, California. That was our home. I want to say thanks to Donna and Larry. All our friends, the rest of the family, his son, Dwayne, Daniel, and Denise. I want to say hi to my daughters. I want to say hi to both my beautiful daughters, Casey and Trinice, my sister, and my brother, Kenny. No matter what, we still love you dearly. And DJ does too. Well, first of all, I know that Dennis would want to give thanks to a lot of people. And two of them will be his parents first. My mom and dad, Mr. and Mrs. Charles Johnson, taught him everything. My dad was a good dad. My mom just didn't have any quit in her. So it was obvious that Dennis, being the guy he was, is like, he never knew when to quit. He just never gave up. He never was the best one on the team in high school. But in college, it starts changing. So I want to say thank you to my mom and my dad, and my grandparents also. They were just two other great people. Thanks to my brother Charles, who was his main influence and our family's inspiration. Just a wonderful guy to be around, funny.
had both his legs amputated at the age of 12, and never gave up. Went on to pursue a college degree and coached us. Lynn was a special person. He taught 4 brothers how to swim and didn't even know how to swim. It was like, when I finally grew up, I said, yeah, you remember you taught us how to swim. He said, yeah, I did, but I didn't know how to swim myself. I'm like, wow, thank you. But he was really an inspiration. We just loved him dearly. And there's my brother, Kenny, who always found time to help Dennis with his jump shot. He wouldn't have had that jump shot, one for my brother, Kenny. He spent hours with him every summer, weekends, nights. There's a couple other people I like to thank for keeping those gyms open at night for us. You know, Jim Newman from Compton JC, Bill Sasius from San Pedro High. Was like, they kept the gyms open for 10 o'clock every night, every weekend. They were just good people. There's a whole lot of people that I know he would want me to thank. I want to thank especially his coaches. I seen Casey. I seen Casey Jones and his coach from Seattle, Lenny Wilkins. Thanks for giving my brother a chance to start. After that, it changed. He was ready to go. You know, and plus the NBA family is they're just fantastic. He just been treated just like royalty these couple days, and I'm a fan. And man, I am totally blown away by you guys. You guys are just fantastic. And I love you guys, and I love you guys for loving my brother. But you know, there was one other person I just really wanted to thank when I got up here. I knew I was gonna be nervous because I'm not really a public speaker, but there was just one other person because being a fan, we watch a lot of ESPN, TNT, and we listen to the sportscaster. But there was always one person that kept my brother's name out there. It's like, you guys ought to be ashamed of yourself. It's shameful. And I like to thank Charles Barkley for just keeping his name out there. I just thought it was great. And I really appreciated that. And you don't know how my family was moved by that. And every day, you know, we just want to say thank you. And thank you for inducting my brother. Thank you, Larry. My sister-in-law, Donna, I just want to say thank you for Dennis, my brother.
Since our last enshrinement a year ago, the world of basketball has lost 3 members of the Hall of Fame, including former UCLA head coach John Wooden, who's one of only 3 people enshrined as both a player and a coach. Right now, we'd like to take a moment to remember these legends of the game.
As a star guard for the Rochester Royals, Al Servey was MVP of the National Basketball League in 1947. Servey went on to become head coach of the Syracuse Nationals and guided them to the 1955 NBA championship. One of the NBA's first superstars, point guard Dick McGuire, led the New York Knicks to 3 straight NBA finals in the early 50s. Known for his clever playmaking, McGuire later served the Knicks as coach, assistant coach, and scout. John Wooden first made his mark as a player, earning National Player of the Year honors at Purdue. But it was as a coach that he became a basketball icon. Wooden built a dynasty at UCLA, leading his teams to 10 national titles in 12 years.
He was an extraordinary coach. He was even better at shaping the lives of young men. I think people will remember that the most.
I was pretty skeptical at first. I just didn't think I would find something that would last. It's been almost 30 days now, and it's still as great as it was day one. I think it's pretty safe to say I found the one that I love right here. Oh, excuse me. It's my Miller Lite home draft.
I really think that I have something special here.
The Miller Lite Home Draft. Fresh from your fridge for up to 30 days. It's real draft beer with that great Pilsner taste you love. Taste greatness.
Let me just grab those chips. Excuse me. Forget it. You won.
You always give up.
Look at her.
Yeah, she is super fine.
No, she's not. She's a butter shoes.
What?
Butter shoes. Everything is hot but her shoes. I mean, look at that. Oh, I'm depressed right now.
Dude, I'm gonna be sick.
You gonna throw up?
Dude, I might.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm happy again. Wow.
When I came to this country as a child, I never thought I'd get this far. But I learned how to motivate people, to put the team first, and to never stop learning. I started to expect more of myself and of others. And where did I learn all this? As an officer in the U.S. Army Reserve.
Army officer leads by example. Can you? Find out at goarmy.com/officer.
Okay, so what kind of car do I want? Has to be an SUV. Definitely silver, new or used.
Now compare new and used cars, and even special offers side by side.
Gotta be new.
So when you find the right car, you'll know it in your heart.
Sweet.
Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
You want it? We got it.
Get bigger, harder, and stronger with the all-new powerful Tower 200 from Body by Jake. You got a door, you got a gym. Check it out. You get up to 200 pounds of explosive resistance and over 200 killer exercises. No dumbbells, no machines, no memberships. You want biceps, triceps, chest fly, lat pull down, shoulder press? No problem. But if you're ready to get crazy, check out Randy Couture's 11-minute mother of all workouts featuring the Warrior, the Demon, the Freak.
This workout is insane.
In seconds, the Tower 200 fits on any door in the house, office, or dorm. Call now and get the Tower 200 plus 2 body shredding drop-down workout charts, hand grips, ankle straps, 200 killer exercises, and Randy Couture's 11-minute insane workout DVD. Try it risk-free for only $14.95.
Are you still not convinced?
Order now, and we'll also include 4 additional Power Pack workouts. Come on, you can't find 11 minutes a day? Stop sitting around. It's time for you to be the boss. Order now.
Let's go, princess.
While the Hall of Fame recognizes the best in basketball, it also honors those who've used the game as a force for positive change in the community. Here's a look at last night's 3 recipients of the Manny Jackson Basketball's Human Spirit Award. This year, the Hall of Fame recognized 3 leaders from professional, amateur, and grassroots basketball. The winner at the grassroots level is Alfreda Harris, a community leader in Massachusetts. Harris founded and coordinated girls' basketball leagues and AAU teams in Boston. She's also founded a number of programs to help students, including social development, computer skills, and preparing for the SATs.
And basketball has gotten my players, both male and females, to high places. But most of all, it has made them good, outstanding citizens.
From the pro level, the winner is Sacramento Kings center Samuel D'Alembert, who has helped to better the lives of people in his homeland of Haiti through his Samuel D'Alembert Foundation. He's also been a constant presence in the relief efforts since the earthquake that struck Haiti in January.
Thank you again, and thank you for your support also and the relief for my country. And God will bless you for that. Thank you.
Representing the amateur ranks is Syracuse head coach Jim Boeheim. The Hall of Famer has helped raise nearly $3 million for the fight against cancer through his annual basketball gala in Syracuse. Samuel D'Alembert could not be with us tonight, but we'd like to take a moment to recognize the 2 winners who are here. Massachusetts community leader Alfreda Harris and Syracuse University head coach Jim Boeheim. Give him a round of applause. Now, when the WNBA began 14 years ago, it gave women a chance to showcase their games to the American public. And from the start, there was one player who rose above the rest. Cynthia Cooper, with a performance that raised the roof in Houston, Cooper set a standard for the entire league. She led the Comets to the first 4 league championships and earned Finals MVP honors all 4 times. Maybe nothing says it better than the 3 words that titled her autobiography: she got game.
We had great players all around the league, but Cynthia was really the first superstar of the WNBA.
Coop drives right around her to the rack, lays it up and in. Are you kidding me?
She's really done things in sports that many people can only dream of. Not that anybody expected that when she came in the WNBA.
And for Southern California at guard, a 5'9" sophomore from Los Angeles, California, number 44, Cynthia Cooper.
Cynthia Cooper arrived on the national scene at USC, where she helped her team win back-to-back NCAA titles. She would enjoy more success as part of the gold medal-winning U.S. Olympic team. But to pursue a pro career, she had to travel far from the American spotlight.
Che di fare questa intervista, però così mi fate un po' di compagnia, dai.
Cynthia spent 11 seasons playing in Spain and Italy. On previous teams, she had been part of the supporting cast, but in Europe, her game blossomed, and she became a superstar. So when a new opportunity came along back home, Coop was ready.
Hey basketball fans, I'm Cynthia Cooper, and I'm coming to your city soon with the WNBA.
When the WNBA was launched in 1997, Cynthia signed with the Houston Comets, and now she would have the chance to show American fans what she could do.
Cynthia takes it into the middle, goes right to the hole with a great move and score.
Before this season, many didn't know who Cynthia Cooper was, and certainly no one was talking about her, but she has become the star of this league.
Anytime she had the ball in hand, you knew something great was going to happen.
Here comes Cynthia Cooper!
She made moves and made shots that were just incredible and just had people wanting more.
Cooper was a sensation, winning back-to-back MVP awards and the league's first 3 scoring titles.
Cynthia Cooper was just driven. I've never seen a player just driven like she was to be successful. When you step on the basketball court, you just like ripping off the jacket. I can't get the jacket. Just like ripping it off and Superwoman.
And nowhere was she more super than on the league's biggest stage, where she fueled the rise of the Comets.
The Houston Comets are the first ever champions of the WNBA.
Along with her fellow stars Cheryl Swoops and Tina Thompson, Cynthia built Houston into the league's powerhouse.
The Houston Comets have won their 4th straight WNBA championship.
Cynthia Cooper was able to take the pioneering spirit and not only launch a league, but launch the dreams of young girls all around the world.
Everybody loves Cynthia. You had to love how she played. She played so hard. She played with such great energy. She was just one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Welcoming Cynthia to the Hall of Fame is Ann Myers Drysdale, class of 1993. Ladies and gentlemen, Cynthia Cooper.
Good evening, good evening. I will tell you all that it is a pleasure and an honor to be here. I thought I was going to go crazy waiting so long before I was able to speak. And I will tell you right from the beginning that my Jerry curl was not as bad as your suit, Karl. I'm just saying. To Ann Myers, I mean, you have blazed the trail for women like myself, for basketball players all over the world. So I thank you for your love, your passion for the game. It has led the way for players like myself and the WNBA. So thank you. It is a pleasure to be here tonight. It is an honor for me. I'm humbled by so much talent, so much passion for the game of basketball, both men's and women's, both coaches and players. I'm humbled to be here. If you will allow me to take you on a little journey, not a long journey, just a little journey from the inner city of Watts, Locke High School, where we won a state championship, to USC. Yes, go Trojans. Gotta throw that in there. Where we won 2 national championships. Allow me to take you on this journey from USC, where I was coached by Linda Sharp and Fred Williams, and Linda had to go to Watts to convince my mother, to Watts, I'll say that again, to convince my mother that I could come to USC, a private university, on a scholarship. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Coach Sharp. I love you. My point guard is in the stands, Rhonda Wyndham. She's my magic. She gave me the ball. My journey at USC is awesome. I grew up at USC. It was special. I then went overseas and played professional basketball to pursue my dream of playing professional basketball. And my friend from Italy, Cristina, grazie per aver essere qua. Guarda, sono contentissimo che sei qua. I just thought I'd throw that out there, you know. Christina is here representing my team from Italy, and I want to give a shout out to Matteo Bertolazzi, Johnny Bertolazzi, and of course Giulia Bertolazzi. So I went over to Italy, I learned the language, I learned how to play basketball, I became a go-to player. Then the WNBA came. And they provided this platform where I could become a player, I could become a go-to player, I could become maybe a star. I got into the WNBA, and guess what? I wanted to play in front of my mom. I wanted to play in front of my friends. I wanted to play in front of American public. You know, you can hear them cheering English. Yes. Just the little things. The WNBA came about, and Val Ackerman, I will say thank you. Renee Brown, thank you. David Stern, thank you for your insight. And I will say that to my team, the Houston Comets, you know, I spoke to Carol Dawson, general manager at the time, and he said to me, Coach, he said, Cooper, like Van Chancellor calls me, Cooper, I saw you on tape, and you're the first player I've ever recruited, I've ever signed that I didn't see play. I remember calling Les Alexander at 2 o'clock in the morning and saying, hey, I got this 33-year-old. I think she's the best player in the league. Thank you for seeing that tape. To my coach, Van Chancellor, thank you so much. Thanks for having patience with me. I'll say Coach Sharp as well. You know, you guys, I was a little rough around the edges, and you helped me work through those moments. I want to thank, you know, the WNBA. If it had not been for the WNBA allowing me the opportunity to showcase my talents and other players' talents, I wouldn't be here in the Hall of Fame, because I would have been overseas playing basketball in the shadows. From the WNBA, I went into the coaching field, a brief stint in the professional leagues, but then I went to Prairie View A&M University. And I was hired and given my first opportunity by Charles McClellan. And he's here tonight, so I want to thank you very much, Charles. And Roy Perry, thank you for all the support you've given to the university and to myself. Thank you very much. And then I traveled. I continued my journey. I want to reinvent myself, and this is what I do. I go to the other coast. Grew up in Watts, started in Watts, but now I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want to stay there. No, I want to grow. I want to be something special. I want to be something else. And so I journeyed to the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Sorry, Mike, I had to take over your old stomping grounds. My bad. And now I'm at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington as their head coach. Thank you to Kelly Mertens for taking a chance, I thought, taking a chance on me. And Dr. DiPaolo, Rosemary DiPaolo, Chancellor DiPaolo, thank you very much. I am honored to be here. That's my brief journey. I'm honored to be here, and I will tell you this, that this is so special to me because I did feel like I was inadequate. I did feel like I did not belong. I did, as a kid growing up in Watts, feel like I just didn't fit in. But I'll tell you, something special happens. Something special happens when you believe in you. Something special happens when you believe in yourself, and something special happens when you step out from among the shadow that some people might create for you. You step out of the shadow that life sometimes create for you. Something special happens. You step into the light, into the path, into the bright lights that God has planned for you. And I want to say that I try to do that every single day. Every time I stepped out on the court, I wanted to be the best player, the best person that I could possibly be, not only for the game of women's basketball, but for my kids, for my husband, for my family. I want to thank my husband, Brian, for being my friend, my best friend. He's also that voice in the back of your head that makes you constantly walk that straight line and tells you the things you don't really want to hear anybody else tell you. He's the one that stands up and always told me the truth, and I appreciate that, and I love you for that. And my twins, Brian and Cyan, who they think they run the world. Yeah, they're only 8 years old. I expect them to be professional tennis players at 16, but I'm not pushing them though. I want to give a shout out to my team. I know they're having a watch party out in Wilmington, North Carolina. Shout out to my team. I'm always thinking of you guys, my coaching staff. You guys are wonderful. And I want to close by giving one special person in my life, one special person in my life this moment. If I can give this one special person this moment right now, she is my hero. She's my hero. She is the person who birthed me. My mom, I know my mother is in heaven right now, and she's watching down on her daughter. She's huddled around the flat screen with Jesus and Kim and my grandma, and they're huddled around this flat screen, and it's in HD, baby. Oh yeah, that's just how God does it. And my mom is so proud of me right now, and I want to thank you all for coming. I would be remiss if I didn't mention one more person. Lucille, my aunt from Chicago, is here. My mother-in-law is here, Gloria Dyke, and my husband is wording something to me that I didn't get. But I will tell you that it's been a very special night for me. I want to touch on one last family that I have. Carl, stop that. One last family, and that's because I didn't go through my list. Nike signed me to my very first contract coming from overseas. Ray Pond, Eileen Hauser, but my man, the man, H. White, you are my guy. Phil Knight, thank you. We have the coop up on the world headquarters in Ubiratan, Oregon. So anytime you guys want to play a pickup game, come on down. What's up? You guys, thank you for having me. This is an incredible honor. Thank you very much.
At the 1988 Olympics, the United States men's basketball team ended up with a bronze medal. And it was clear that in the sport America had always dominated, the rest of the world was quickly catching up. But 4 years later, things had changed in a big way with a ruling that cleared the way for NBA players to compete in the Olympics for the first time. At the Barcelona Games, USA Basketball, under the leadership of Dave Gavitt, sent a very different kind of team, one that featured 10 of the 50 greatest players in NBA history, and a team that seemed like a fantasy had now become a reality. With a roster filled with the most illustrious players of their era, the 1992 U.S. Olympic team became forever known as the Dream Team.
We wanted to show everybody that a collection of all-star players could come together and play as a team. Oh, we were passing so beautiful, cutting, moving, setting picks.
And Charles is on the run again. Behind his man. Holy mackerel.
Nobody cared who got the points. Nobody cared whose name was in the paper. All we cared about was winning the game and dominating.
29 unanswered points. One of this group may well be the greatest team ever assembled in the history of team sports.
And the American squad quickly found out they were a worldwide sensation, drawing a frenzy of attention at every stop.
Wherever we went, it was like being with a rock star band. There was tons of fans waiting to get a glimpse of these guys.
We went to the game. It was people standing the entire way along the highway. It was incredible.
It wasn't just the fans who were starstruck. The team's opponents, sensing defeat, made sure they at least got some mementos.
For them to come out and get an autograph before the game was quite different.
Guiding this unique collection of stars was one of the game's premier coaches, the late Hall of Famer Chuck Daly.
It really required somebody who not only was a great coach on the court, but could deal with all the attention that this was going to get. And Chuck was the best.
The team's practice sessions became famous for their intensity, and it was there that they bonded as a unit.
It was great for me because I got the chance to be on the same team as guys that I played against most of my career.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
We were around each other for a significant amount of time, and we just developed a friendship.
Sometimes I dream that he is me. I just want to be like Chuck, Mike.
Winning their 8 games by an average of 44 points, the 1992 Dream Team left a legacy that still endures 2 decades later.
It was special for all of us. Doing the things necessary to not only win games, but put our stamp on the game, I thought was pretty incredible.
And indeed, sort of the untold story is really how much they inspired the world to play basketball.
It had an impact on me when I was 12 years old. Made you want to be a basketball player, made you want to emulate what they were doing and what they were about.
That's why every other team since should never have the word dream associated with it. That was one of a kind.
Welcoming the team to the Hall of Fame are 3 members of the 1960 U.S. Olympic team, Walt Bellamy, Oscar Robertson, and Jerry West. Ladies and gentlemen, the gold medal winning 1992 U.S. Olympic Dream Team.
Don't mind. Wow. God is so good. And Cynthia, I know you talked about your mom being in front of that flat screen, but joining her at that flat screen is a man who had
a three-piece suit on, his hair all the way together. He had the nicest tie on, and he was our leader, and that was Chuck Daly. So God called him home to join him, and we want to say thank you to Coach, because he was the architect that put it all together, made sure that we checked our ego at the door, made sure that we were just about playing with one another and playing for one common goal, and that was to bring home the gold medal. I want to thank all these guys, because it was my greatest basketball thrill was to play with all of them and to go into the Olympics and win the gold medal. We'd like to thank David Stern for allowing us to do it and put it together, whereas he's the greatest commissioner in all of sports. I know he's somewhere. Stand up, please, to our great commissioner. This is David Stern. Thank you. We also want to thank Mr. Wall and Mr. Newton, because they were big parts of it. We want to also thank what Mr. Colangelo is doing right now for USA Basketball, and Coach K as well. So give them a hand as they get ready to go into battle. Last but not least, I want to thank Michael Jordan for setting the tone for us and a winning attitude, the greatest player. When he came in the door, we knew it was all about business. I want to thank Charles Barkley, as he really dominated the play and was our best player in all those games. I want to thank Patrick Ewing for that beautiful jump shot and always making us all laugh and have a good time. David Robinson for controlling the middle and making sure nobody came down there. And I want to thank John Stockton for always being under control and throwing the prettiest bounce passes of anybody. I want to thank Karl Malone as he went down the middle and everybody just moved out the way and said, no way am I taking this charge. I want to thank Clyde Drexler as he took off so well in the air and just glided like Clyde, the glide that he was. Then I want to thank Chris Mullin as he shot with the left hand, and it was all net every single time. And then he would do it one more time, all net with the left hand. Woo! I want to thank Scottie Pippen as he shut down 5 guys on the team. Scottie wanted to play everybody, and he did play everybody. And one thing great about him, he could play all the positions. And last but not least, LB, you and I, brother, we came in together from college. It was a joy, man, to be alongside of you. I know your back was hurting, you didn't want to play. I called your butt up and I said, you gonna play. We needed this thrill one more time. And I remember Michael Jordan sitting there telling us, remember this? We were sitting there and he took a puff of his cigar and he said, Larry and Magic, you had your run, but there's a new sheriff in town. So and Kristen Laettner, I didn't forget about you. You thought I forgot about you, didn't you? I remember the first day of practice, brother, and Charles Barkley hit you so hard and you went down to your knees and he said, welcome to the NBA, young fella. Coach Wilkins, Coach PJ, we say thank you. It was an amazing run. And we want to thank all of you. So LB, I'm gonna let you close, brother.
Thank you. It's like always, he left me 20 seconds, so, but I just want to congratulate all the inductees tonight. All of them are very well deserving. It's a special honor to play with these young men. After 1992, which was my last game competitive I ever played in, pretty good way to go out, winning a gold medal and playing with, well, I can't say the best team ever assembled, but one of the best teams ever assembled. But a cast of characters, the different personalities than Charles Barkley. We had a lot of fun. You know, this group of guys here, there's a lot of debate going around who had the best team, the ones in the 60s or the one in 92. I don't know who had the best team, but I know the team in 1960 was a hell of a lot tougher than we were, because I couldn't imagine the 92 team getting in covered wagons for 8 days, going across the country, jumping in the Atlantic Ocean, swimming for 6 days, then walking 3,000 miles to the Colosseum in Rome for $1 a day. Thank you.
Grandma, we won the lottery. How to survive winning the lottery.
We're the only ones that know about the ticket. What can go wrong?
Be cool.
I want to have your baby.
I know your mama. Think fast.
Kevin! Yo, he's coming.
Who's coming?
Jesus. No, not Jesus. Lorenzo, man. He's out of jail.
Hand over that ticket. And look out.
Just relax and let me do all the work.
Say, young blood. Lottery ticket.
Somebody read him a bedtime story.
Rated PG-13. Starts August 20th.
Just imagine being able to see your entire world in high definition.
The clarity is just unbelievable. That's what I'm seeing. Awesome clarity, man.
High definition, it's impeccable. It's gorgeous.
It's like, wow, there's no glare involved. It's crystal clear. They're amazing. HD quality.
They're talking about HD Vision Ultras, the brand new sunglasses that give you our trademark high definition color and clarity. Just like high definition revolutionized TV, HD Vision reduced glare and increased color and clarity like no other glasses you've ever worn.
These are amazing.
And these do the job. Everything just pops. It's incredible.
Other glasses just make things darker, but HD Vision lenses enhance colors, and they have great styling.
I got thumbs up from the wife. I'll take them. I can see how blue the ocean is, the sky, every cloud. I mean, really, it's unbelievable. They're really very cool.
These sunglasses are just phenomenal.
We're introducing HD Vision Ultras at a truly breakthrough price. As a special offer, we are giving away HD Ultras for just $10. That's right, $10. Other sunglasses sell for $100, $200, even $300, and they don't have high-definition lenses.
That's an awesome price.
You kidding me?
I've got a $129 pair of sunglasses that are not this good, and that's the truth.
Plus, as a special bonus, when you buy one pair of HD Vision Ultras for just $10, we'll include a second pair for free. Just pay shipping and handling.
I can't believe it. Really? How is that possible?
Enhance your vision with high-definition color and clarity.
HD Ultras. They really are high definition.
Don't wait. Call now.
To order HD Vision Ultras, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-637-3930. That's 1-800-637-3930. Don't delay. Call 1-800-637-3930 or go online at buyhdvision.com.
You want it? We got it.
Get bigger, harder, and stronger with the all-new powerful Tower 200 from Body by Jake. You got a door, you got a gym. Check it out. You get up to 200 pounds of explosive resistance and over 200 killer exercises. No dumbbells, no machines, no memberships. You want biceps, triceps, chest fly, lat pull down, shoulder press? No problem. But if you're ready to get crazy, check out Randy Couture's 11-minute mother of all workouts featuring the Warrior, the Demon, the Freak.
This workout is insane.
In seconds, the Tower 200 fits on any door in the house, office, or dorm. Call now and get the Tower 200 plus 2 body shredding drop-down workout charts, hand grips, ankle straps, 200 killer exercises, and Randy Couture's 11-minute insane workout DVD. Try it risk-free for only $14.95.
Are you still not convinced?
Order now, and we'll also include 4 additional Power Pack workouts. Come on, you can't find 11 minutes a day? Stop sitting around. It's time for you to be the boss. Order now.
Let's go, princess.
For the class of 2010, their special night is about to conclude with one last crowning moment. It's time for their official enshrinement. Here to preside over the ceremony is the chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Basketball Hall of Fame, Jerry Colangelo.
We're joined on this stage by some of the best and brightest the game of basketball has ever known, whose careers and contributions are honored here in the Hall of Fame. And now, 10 new members will take their well-deserved places among the distinguished group. The 1960 U.S. Olympic team, Bob Hurley Sr., the late Gus Johnson, represented by his brother Perry Johnson, the late Marcel Pereira, represented by his son Luciano, the late Dennis Johnson, represented by his widow Donna, Dr. Jerry Buss, Cynthia Cooper, the 1992 U.S. Olympic team, Karl Malone, and Scotti Pippen. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's my honor to officially declare that you are hereby enshrined as the newest members of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Congratulations. And thank you for all you have meant to our game.
That concludes the 2010 Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony. It has been a great evening of basketball history here in Springfield. We'd like to thank all of you for being part of it. Good night.